Hey folks, welcome back to another review with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're taking a look at this guy right here, Black-Handed Harry's Potion Party. It's a little dice game, takes maybe 20-30 minutes at most, hopefully, that is set within the Super Dungeon Explorer universe. You actually use the same dice that you get in Super Dungeon Explorer to play this game. So let's get down to the table and I'll show you. So in a game of Black-Handed Henry's Potion Party, this is basically what you're going to get. You're going to get a deck of potion cards, and you're also going to get a deck of Alchemist cards that each player can take on as their specific character. You're also going to get a bunch of Super Dungeon dice that you'll be rolling during your turns, and then you'll also be getting a book of rules that you must follow in order to play the game. So let's get to it. Now, at the beginning of the game, each person is going to choose one of these Alchemist cards to be their character in the game. The character has a pictorial representation of themselves, a little bit of flavor text, and then a special ability that you can carry out whenever the situation of the game says that you can carry it out. So there's a number of different ones in here. You've got the Lich, the Kobold Pyrotechnician, the Demon Matchmaker, the Witch Exterminator, the Nether Elf Arachnologist, the Kodama Chemist, the Gnoll Medicine Man, the Orc Cook, and so forth and so on. So you can choose one of those characters, and that's who you are in the game. Then one person is going to randomly choose one of these potion cards to be the potion that everybody is trying to complete first in the game. The person who completes that potion first is the winner. So basically it has the name of the potion and then the ingredients required and then some flavor text down here at the bottom. Now these are difficult. More difficult, the more ingredients, of course, the more difficult it is. And then you have very simple ones that just require the two basic ingredients that you'll be able to get in during the course of the game. So there's a little bit of replayability there, but that's that. So on your turn, what you're going to be able to do is roll 6 dice, 3 blues and 3 reds. You take all 6 of them and you roll them, and then you're looking for combinations or pairs. So for example, right here I have 2 pair here of the same number of dice and the same color of dice. So these are actually 2 combinations. In order to make an ingredient combination, you have to have at least 2 dice. This is not a combination by itself, nor is this. Now at this point, I can just take the ingredients that I have, 2 reds and 2 blues, and call it even, and it's the next person's turn. Or I can be greedy, and I can take these 2 dice that don't match anything and roll them again. Now, in order to do that, I have to be able to make at least one more addition like that, otherwise I lose everything. All right, so in this case, being greedy actually helped me out because I did get 1 extra red. Then I would have the chance, well, this would be removed from the pool because darkness is removed from the pool at the first step after you roll the dice. So at this point, I would have 3 red and 2 blue. It would be the next person's turn. So then they take the dice and they roll, and the same thing happens. I have 1 here. Darkness is removed. Now, darkness is always removed first, but another thing that you notice here is that darkness is actually an ingredient on some of the potions. So the invisibility, the invulnerability, and the soul jar all have darkness as an ingredient. So it's when you're going after the easy ones, it's nothing, but with the harder, more complex potions, darkness is actually an ingredient. So in this case, I only have 1 combination, and so I can re-roll these, and I get nothing because I was not able to make a combination out of those 2 extra dice that I rolled. And that's basically how you do it until one person gets, for example, this potion, one person gets 10 red and 11 blue. Until they have reached that, the game continues, but the first person to do that is the winner. Now, there is one other combination that I wasn't able to show you, and because I didn't roll it, but this alchemy combination lets you roll a super die. Now, the super die can either be rolled immediately to add to, let's just say that this was my roll. So I now have a super die that I can roll immediately, and that adds to anything that I wanted to add it to. So I can add it to its own, or I can make it one of these others that will be on some of the more difficult potions. Or I can save this and roll it on another person's turn to actually take away from the ingredients that they've found. So it can be used as subterfuge, or it can be used to help you out later on. Now, this face of the die allows you to save this die to act as either a potion or a heart on your next roll. So it can be either or, not both. But this will add 1 to whatever you want. This will add 4, this will add 3, and so forth and so on. So getting the super die is actually a pretty good thing. Potion Party is a very quick dice rolling game. You would expect it to be kind of like a Yahtzee type variant, which in my estimation would actually probably be a little bit better, because quite frankly, if you don't roll any combinations on that first throw, your turn's over. And that's really heavy-handed, no pun intended. The idea of rolling dice is fun to me. I really enjoy it. Getting different combinations on those dice and using those combinations to do stuff, I enjoy that mechanic. I love that in Bang the Dice game. I love that in a lot of different dice games that are out there. What's that? Run, Fight, or Die does the same thing. So I really enjoy those kinds of games. This one was just, I think, a little bit too light and too random for me to enjoy that core mechanic that I really do enjoy a lot. On top of that, the character abilities that come, some were really good and some were like, meh, at best. So again, there's a lot of, for my taste at least, there's a lot of balance issues with the game. You could have one guy that just rolls everything that he needs every single turn that he gets, and the other person doesn't roll anything at all. And I know that's inherent with any dice game that's out there, really, but at the same time, there's just not a lot of connect for me for this, first of all, this universe. I haven't played Super Dungeon Explorer all that often, if at all. I'm having trouble remembering if I played it before. I know Tom has used it. He has fawned over it in the past to an extent. So, I think the miniatures are awesome, but I'm just not as connected to the universe. Maybe somebody who already has a connection to the universe of Super Dungeon Explorer will enjoy this more than I will. From my point of view, though, I'm just looking at it as a straight dice game, and I think there are a lot of other ones that are better out there that will give you kind of the same feel in almost the same time, but they're just better games. And so, unfortunately, I didn't like Black-Handed Harry's Potion Party that much at all. Some of the artwork is a little bit over the top, but I know that's probably on par with what you already have seen in Super Dungeon Explorer. So if you're familiar with that, then you'll know what I'm talking about here. For me, a couple of the characters a little bit over the top as far as what they showed and what they kept hidden. But for the most part, it's simply a meh game. Not really that great at all, at least from my perspective. Give it a try before you buy. Maybe you'll like it. I just didn't. Very sorry, but that's it. See you on the flip side, folks.